This is a controversial one, guys. Staff Chicken Gaming here, Fat Stormtrooper. This one here is a really, the classical pose of Tracer's butt, soon to be replaced. Okay, it undermines the diversity. Okay, fair enough. This is, where is this from? This is from Eurogamer. Well, yep. Available to Tracer. What pose is to do? Okay, yes, it's bland female sex symbol. Well, it is a female butt. I agree with you. Widowmaker, who is partly defined by flaunting her sexuality. Aha. So, so what difference is it? The fact is, she does have a butt, and males are attracted towards a female butt. So I guess at the end of the day, you've made it part of the game, and you're going to take it away, and that will therefore politicize it on one hand. And the other thing is, okay, yeah, okay, it's sexualization, but why the fuck did you put it in there in the first place? The Overteam Touch have been unsure about this pose for some time. We understand that not everyone will agree with our decision, and that is okay. This wasn't pandering or caving, though. This was the right call from our perspective, and we think the game will be just as fun next time you play it. What about for that population that likes to see Tracer's butt? And there are a lot of them, you know. Tracer's butt, that's a big thing, and it's a bit of a joke. Improve the way in which they tackle gender with Overwatch. Well, for a start, Overwatch is one game that you have male and female heroes. And the female heroes can kill you, and they can dominate you, and they can kick your ass. And the male heroes can kill you, and dominate you, and kick your ass. And you've got strong females in Overwatch. The Russian chick with the laser gun. Fuck, she's strong. I'd be dominated by that. And you've got more passive, more feminine females. And in the real world, you do have females that are a little frumpy, like May. You have females that are just babes, like Tracer, that have a nice ass. You have females that might be a little bit unusual, okay, like Symmetra. You may have females that are more dominant, like the chick with the laser gun and muscles. So, I guess this is the thing. You politicised it. I mean, at the end of the day, she's wearing a top, a leather jacket. She's not wearing like a bikini bra. And some women do like to show off their butt. That is the purpose of a G-string. Is she posing like that? Well, good luck to her. Power to the females. But if you politicise it, you've got to answer the question. Why did you put it in the game in the first place to sell the game? And now you're feeling guilty, is that right? Let's sort of psychoanalyze this thing a bit further. Anyway, very interesting story. Chris Pratt, when he's not investigating Wingate, devious... Okay, Chris Pratt, anyway. Yeah, whatever, dude. Okay, so at the end of this is a weird and deviated story. At the end of the day, the fact that you're going to take this butt out of the game is going to do nothing more than make people think that you're an ass for putting it in there in the first place. Much of the good work is to promote a role of diverse, strong female characters. Well, duh, they can kill you, they can shoot you, and not all of them look like Tracer. Tracer is a chick with the looks. And she can kill things, and she can distort time, and she can do a lot of other shit. But at the end of the day, you've got to live with it sooner or later. Chris, people show off their butts. So, I don't know. I guess at the end of the day, Chris, did you... I can't really say, is this a comment? I mean, let's look at the comments here. The person who posted his original complaint is arguing that he wants his young daughter to play the game without feeling out women or objects. Well, why is a young daughter playing a game that depicts killing? Haven't you heard of responsible parenting? These comments will remain level-headed, I'm sure, yes. It is a playful pose, more cute than sexy. I agree. At the end of the day, female characters, do they need to be pure nuns and in frumpy costumes? Some females dress like that. And, you know, Maisie's not exactly the sex symbol of the year. I mean, she's in a frumpy costume and she's frumpy, you know? Some girls dress raunchy. Some girls like that. Some girls like to dress like that. And that is their business. And if you want to sexualise it, and, you know, that little swing to the hip, some girls like to flirt. It's called real world. And why the fuck is your daughter playing a game if you're that worried about her? My God. Get her playing something, Pokemon or something else like that. What the fuck's wrong with you as a parent? For fuck's sake, I'm getting so tired of this now. What is especially annoying is I work with a lot of cosplayers, many of who are female, and guess what? A lot of them dressing up like a hot female character. Hey, you know, at the end of the day, we went to a party. Okay, a gamers party. And guess what a lot of girls dress like? Tracer. Hey, what about that? Why would they choose that? Were they being coerced into wearing Tracer's costume? No, they weren't. Okay. There's one of the Asian chicks that were there. She dressed like May. She likes May. She plays May. Why the fuck shouldn't she like to dress like May? She can do that. Attractiveness is not mutually exclusive from being strong. Ugliness is not mutually exclusive from being strong. And yeah, okay. The next one here, we complain about this pose, but I cannot stand the fact that the pose is still in the game. What about this guy? I mean, he's a bravado macho. I mean, yeah, okay, yeah, fair enough. What is it doing to be a hero building in Hanzo? Okay, well, you know, showing off his chest, yeah, I agree. Why aren't we looking at Soldier 76? His character isn't defined as flaunting his sexuality. Alright, I've had my fun. I have strong feelings about... I don't have strong feelings. I'm aware of the context, but the removal of a digital ass is going to ruin the game for you was kind of pathetic. Then I realised anyway, sitting by ourselves, pulling furiously at our genitals and delirious powers. Okay, fair enough. This is just weird. I mean, I think the term complain is a bit strong here. The post was worded well and made a point it was in keeping with the character. Well, how do you know? Are you Tracer? Do you get inside Tracer's head, girl? I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, it might be keeping with her character. She might like to show her ass off. Some women do. Some women don't. Free world. I don't really have an opinion, Well, why did you put it... Yeah, okay, particular reason, particular gamer always acts like a bunch of fucking children whenever something like this gets changed. Well, we're not actually acting like a bunch of children. And I really don't care whether it's there or not. But at the end of the day, Blizzard, seriously? You put it in there for marketing in the first place. And now there's this big deal. You're making some big deal about pulling it out? Seriously? Just delete it one day and don't tell anyone? And see, oh, well, that's different. And nobody will fucking care. Maybe they'll mention it. Oh, yeah, fair enough. Oh, yeah, we've decided to change our software. You don't have to give them the reason for its sexualization. Just come up with a different pose. Come up with a different, more creative pose if you want to cut it out. Rather than making this into some sort of big fucking hooty-doo hoo-ha, just what you did at the first place. You brought out a game. Make a mod to the game. Change a few of the other characters' poses. Then it doesn't seem so obvious. And you don't have to go into this bullshit about wrestling with your fucking conscience when you don't have a conscience. You put this in there for commercialization, sexualization, to make money. You don't have a fucking conscience. Don't bullshit me. Okay. Next thing. Show me how the people would allow this decision on approach to the game. Well, it wouldn't. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a fuck game. I wouldn't play it anyway. But at the end of the day, I like TF2. Bang. Okay, whatever. Now, TF2, at the end of the day, should we have another female class in there? The answer is, I don't mind. If people are going to spend some time upgrading TF2, they can have another female class. And it can be Inga, the Hulk from Sweden. It can be, you know, a bikini-clad chainsaw wielding maniac. It can be just a plain office girl who likes to thrill kill people with a fucking broadsword. I really do not care. As long as it's a character with a skill set, an alertable skill set to play, it is welcome in a game. Okay? If somebody said the pose is fine and would rather it wasn't removed, I have no problem with that. I don't think it's a bad pose. Well, to tell you the truth, seeing ass is not good. Removal of victory pose so you can't see your ass is going to ruin the game. That's pretty pathetic. I agree. But at the end of the day, why did you fucking put it in there in the first place? You put it in there for sales and sexualization, and to entrap the minds and hearts and dicks of the young men. That's my opinion. So you put it in there for a fucking reason, guys. And then you got this morality. We've been wrestling with our conscience and our wiener over Tracer's ass for growing fucking up. I'm getting about this here. Amusingly, he seems quite offended, but not as offended as his childhood. I'm fucking done. I'm trying to see if there's a way to refund. He fucking caved in when everyone was against this with reasoning and logic. I can't even comment to tell the fucking retard that caving this change will alienate me instead. Just what the fuck? What makes me proud to be a gay? I don't get your message there. Okay, at the end of the day, people have their opinion. The ridiculous thing to write, though, because it's been processed right. Blizzard asked for feedback of characters during beta. A user gives feedback. One user. Okay? Why don't you put it to referendum? Why don't you get everybody that logs on to Blizzard for fucking 2 months to vote yes or no for Tracer's ass? If you were truly wanting feedback, that's what you would do. Okay? But who would care? Just next software update. Just change the pose on a few characters. How about that suggestion I made earlier? Yeah. The game director agrees with the feedback and they were already discussing the pose. Yeah. You put it out there so people would get hooked and then you're wrestling with your consciousness. I've said it enough. Outrage, the Twitter shitstorm. It's shit. I mean, it's a fucking digital character with an ass, and who gives a fuck whether she wiggles her ass? As long as she doesn't take her clothes off and start masturbating on my screen, I really do not give a shit what she does with her ass. Okay, so I guess this thing here comes down to the thing. Well, it's the way I see it is one person was able to articulate well they felt about the pose, whereas 1,000 people have generated tens of thousands of oh my god censorship, feminist. Okay, the signal to noise ratio is terrible. At the end of the day, why the fuck did you make such a big deal out of it? Why did you even mention this guy's feedback? Oh yeah, it's a pose. We're wrestling with our wieners and conscience. Why didn't you just, instead of making this great big fucking deal of it, just do it in the next mod? Tracer's character was not saying sexualized poses could be removed for the entire game or being sexy makes a weak character. God, it just goes on and fucking on. Blizzard, you sexualized it. You put it out there. Now everyone else is going on about the shit that you did. You say you're wrestling with your consciousness. Grow the fuck up, Blizzard. If you want to do this, don't put it out there in future games. You have other sexualized characters in there. Why don't you just go and unsexualize all those as well? Okay, you've got a man there with his shoulder off the thing. Why don't you put a shirt on him? Okay, so in summary, Tracer's ass is a digital image. Some people like the presence of this. A lot of young men like the hoo-ha. But if you want to see some real graphic nudity, pornography, tits and muff and beavers or whatever, play Rust. Rust has the characters completely nude and absolutely fucking leaves nothing to your imagination. So at the end of the day, it is a storm in a teacup. This is a storm in a teacup. I don't even know why it gets airtime, and to tell you the truth, even writing about it leads me to wonder what Chris Pratt thinks he's going to achieve by this. I guess he's going to report on some news, but obviously the news in the month of March 2006 was fairly small. This is just basically a retrospective look at an article which I just think was, what the fuck? And this is the problem with gaming. Little fucking things become such big shit when what they should be talking is the matchmaking in the game, controlling toxicity in the game, rather than Tracer's ass. And that's what the problem is. Attention to minutiae and missing the overall picture piece. Grow up, Blizzard, for hell's sake. Let's look at all this stuff. There are lots of bum images on Google. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Blizzard, people have bums. Cartoon people also have bums. Grow the fuck up.